In early July 2026, severe downpour slammed into northern India. Rain quickly overwhelmed city intersections, triggering flash floods in dense urban centers. The India Meteorological Department issued red and orange alerts for massive waterlogging across metro areas like Delhi, leaving commuters to wade knee-deep through stalled traffic just to get to work. Further north, the physical destruction is immediate. Swollen rivers are tearing away rural banks, and landslide threats have blocked major highways in Kashmir. Looking at these localized disasters, you might assume the country is drowning. Yet the official meteorological forecast reveals an entirely contradictory reality. India is staring down a severe nationwide drought. The 2026 southwest monsoon is officially projected to deliver only 90% of the long-period average rainfall for the season. A few days of sensational flash floods in paved cities effectively mask the reality that the broader landscape is running dangerously dry. The real crisis is playing out here, in the monsoon core zone. This vast agricultural belt running through central and western India relies entirely on slow, sustained rainfall to survive. This early season data table highlights the missing moisture. Look at the severe negative departures in the middle rows. Central India is at a 57% deficit, and East and Northeast India are down 41%. Without that water, farmers simply cannot plant. By early June, the sowing of Kharif summer crops was already lagging 3% behind the previous year's pace. This forecast map illustrates the heat wave duration anomalies compounding the problem. The deep red zones dominating central and northern India show where intense April and May temperatures have already baked the topsoil and accelerated evaporation. You cannot establish millions of hectares of crops with an unpredictable afternoon deluge. Agriculture demands consistent moisture, and right now, the ground is completely parched. Normally, the southwest monsoon acts as a massive atmospheric conveyor belt, picking up moisture from the ocean and delivering roughly 70% of India's annual water supply. But this year, that conveyor belt is being derailed by abnormally warming waters thousands of miles away in the Pacific Ocean. This graphic illustrates a developing super El Niño. The red band shows Pacific temperatures rising far higher than normal. Panning down, this heat shifts global wind patterns, weakening monsoon circulation and cutting off vital moisture transport to India. India's domestic food security is largely dictated by ocean temperatures fluctuating on the opposite side of the planet. Often, the region relies on the Indian Ocean dipole for relief as a climatic counterbalance. But this panel confirms that for 2026, the dipole is perfectly neutral, providing zero extra moisture to offset El Niño, locking in a below-normal season. This atmospheric tug-of-war results in chaotic weather on the ground. We get a delayed monsoon onset and extended dry spells, abruptly broken by unpredictable, violent dumps of rain. For a farmer trying to time their planting cycle, this erratic, unpredictable rainfall is exactly as economically devastating as a total drought. There is an old economic adage that the monsoon is the real finance minister of India. It dictates inflation rates, vital crop yields, and the livelihoods of millions. This bar graph acts as an audit of the country's water savings account. Looking closely at the central and southern regions, the current live storage, shown in red, sits at roughly 30% of the total designed capacity. That national average hides acute regional emergencies. Specific reservoirs in Karnataka, Kerala, and Uttarakhand are facing severe, immediate deficits. The physical reality of these failing reserves is stark. Critical infrastructure sits idle against dry, cracked earth, waiting for inflows that are weeks late. With savings critically low and the primary water income drastically delayed, the entire agricultural sector is running out of capital. Compounding the lack of water is extreme daytime heat stress and unusually warm nights. These relentless temperatures prevent crop recovery and drive up the sheer volume of water required to keep plants alive. In response, agricultural authorities are actively advising a pivot. Many farmers are abandoning water-heavy crops entirely, switching their fields over to drought-resistant millets. Others are delaying their sowing operations completely, or relying on highly localized precision watering systems just to stretch their remaining supply. Recurring anomalies like El Niño are stripping the monsoon of its seasonal predictability, leaving behind a volatile and chaotic variable. Enduring the 2026 season requires a permanent re-engineering of how over 1 billion people secure their food and water, an effort that looks far past simply outlasting a dry spell.